Sanatan Goswami's disappearance day yesterday,
Mm.
and then Vyasdev's appearance day, and Bhakti Charu Maharaj.
Disappearance.
Yes, disappearance. Yesterday was Guru Purnima, Mataji.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Deenatarinam Paramanandamadavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Om Jnanatamrindasya Jnanjanashalakya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Guruvenma Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Shamte Jayapataka Swaminiti Namni Nama Acharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayani Gaur Katha Dham Daya Nagar Gram Tarni Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namne Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pracharne Nirvisesh Sunivadi Paschat Deshtarne Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. We'll just remember and meditate and glorify Sanatan Goswami a bit before we start the Bhagavatam. And also the position of Vyasadev and also Bhakti Charu Maharaj. In brief, everything. So Sanatan Goswami, we know is, we owe everything with the chief. He's considered to be the head of all the 6 Goswamis. And even Rupa and Jiva considered them, even though Rupa Swami was his brother, even he took him as his guru. So Sanatan Goswami has given so much for our movement. It is a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never wrote anything down. He only instructed Sanatan Goswami and Rupa Goswami to write all his teachings in the form of books. And we know he was in such a very good position as the Prime Minister of Nawab Hussain Shah. Not that he looked for that job himself, but the Nawab was looking for someone whom he could really rely on, who's very intelligent and a lot of integrity and not, someone who's loyal and, trustworthy, someone who's not plotting to, take over or something like that. So then he saw Sanatan Goswami was so qualified and he forced him to take this job. And of course, Sanatan Goswami thought, okay, maybe it will benefit the Brahmanas. If he gets power, then, he can make sure that they get whatever the funds and the place and all to do their activities. So he accepted. There was no choice. He was forced to. And of course, his son, his brother also became a minister in his court, in his kingdom. And so he was very, very worldly wise also because of being a prime minister. So he knew how people's mind works. So in materially also, he was very astute. But devotionally, he was extremely like a very humble, like a devotee. And the both of them, he and Rupa Goswami, they wrote a letter to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and they said that, in worldly this thing, they were all both very learned, not only in Sanskrit and the scriptures, but also in Persian. So many languages they knew. So very qualified. But they wrote to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, people in the material world think that we are very qualified and we are such we're so foolish we even believe that. But I don't even know who I am. And I'm thinking I'm very qualified. So please, instruct us and all that. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, on his way to Vrindavan, just to meet the two brothers, he took a detour and came to Ramakeli. And from far away, they just took when they went to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. From a distance, they put grass on their teeth and they fell down and glorified him that he is the most munificent avatara. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then they really, I mean, introducing themselves, they said how they were so rotten and fallen and full of all bad qualities. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no, he called them and he said, please don't break my heart more. Your humility makes me cry. So then he blessed them. He said that, okay, now you leave your job and join me. So that's the mercy they got from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And actually, eternally, they were Manjaris, Rupa Manjari um, and Manjaris in the eternal pastimes. Manjaris are assistants to gopis. Gopis, they are, directly serving in the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. They go wherever Radha Krishna are having pastimes, they do make all arrangements, then serve them, and they are involved. But Manjaris are assistants even to the gopis, so they don't even go to that place. They are behind the scenes doing all the job. So they are even more I mean, they get more ecstasy because so selfless. They don't even get to see the pastimes and all that. They're doing all just assistant of the gopis. So in spiritual life, it's like that. The more one is selfless and not expecting anything at all, and then the more ecstasy they get. Of course, they will be meeting Radha Krishna, but in direct this thing, they are only assistants. So Rupa and Sanatana. So Sanatan Goswami had to, I mean, he was a little more difficult for him to resign his job and come because he's the prime minister. And Rupa Goswami resigned and went away fast, along with Jeev Goswami, their nephew, and also Anupama, their brother, three brothers, all of them. Um, I, I think there were five brothers, out of which these three were devotees. And Anupama's son, Jiva, was also a devotee. So he took Jiva and Anupama and they left. Whereas Sanatan Goswami, he took a long leave from work and he said, I'm not well. And he was sitting and reading Bhagavatam at home with the Brahmanas. And so the Nawab, I mean, he sent word, what's wrong with you and all that. And Sanatan Goswami said, I'm not feeling well. So the Nawab sent his doctor, go and check what's wrong with Sanatan Goswami. And he came back and said, nothing is wrong. He is quite hale and hearty. So the Nawab got very upset and he went to see what's actually happening. And when he went to their house, and Sanatan Goswami was sitting and studying Bhagavatam, and all of them rose up to receive him because the king is considered to be the representative of God. So they all gave him respect and they made him sit and everything. Then he asked Sanatan Goswami, why you're doing like this? He said, no, I don't want to work anymore. He said, see, I'm going out fighting, I'm going, conquering and all that. And I want somebody to take care of my kingdom. So you have to stay. And Sanatan said, no, I refuse. I don't want to. Then he said, okay, I'm going to arrest you and put you in the jail. So he put him in the jail and then he went off for fighting. And Sanatan Goswami, so Rupa Goswami, they collected, I mean, both of they collected all their savings. No bank those days. So it was all in the home only, I suppose. And then they put it all together and it filled a one full boat. Yeah, one full boat was full with gold coins. And that much they'd earned. Naturally, being in such a good post and And also because the Nawab was very happy with them. And so what they did was, in that boat, whatever gold coins was there, half of it they gave it for the Brahmanas, and the other half of that they gave it to their family, and the other quarter they kept for emergencies for themselves. So they had kept it with a money lender. And then Rupa Goswami told Sanatan Goswami, if you need anything, you can take from there. And he left. Not that he took gold coins with him. Uh, he just kept there for emergency. Rupa Goswami just went just like that, wearing a kaupin, and with his, and they all left for Vrindavan to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So then Sanatan Goswami, because he was the prime minister and all, he knows how to, talk to people, how to fix this and fix that. So he called the jailer and he told him, see, he praised him, said, you are a great person of God. Okay. And so you should appreciate the fact that I want to leave everything and go for God's purpose. So please, you take all this money and let me go. First, the jailer said, no, how can I do that? I'll get caught. So Sanatan Goswami knew he's asking for more. So he gave more money. Okay. Now he said, okay. He agreed. But then what will I say when they ask me, how did I allow you to escape? So he said, you tell them that I wanted to do my daily routine. So I went to the river, and while I was there, I just jumped into the river and committed suicide. So he said, okay, I'll do that. And so he left and he went with his servant, Ishan, through the jungle route, not through the roadside, but towards, so from Bengal, he went to Bihar, and then um, he went to this thing, Banaras. So when at that time, then when he was in the foothills of the before that, so he was walking with his servant Ishan, and they came to a inn, uh, kind of a um, place for resting. So that person, that innkeeper, he had an astrologer with him, and whoever came, he would find out who this person could be, how much money he has. So the astrologer can find out all that. So he told him that this guy has got 8 coins with him, gold coins. So when Sanatan Goswami came with his servant, then he told them that, yeah, he gave him such a nice welcome. And even though he didn't know who Sanatan Goswami was. And he was just wearing ordinary dhoti, I mean, like very, very simple, like a sadhu. But he treated him very royally and gave him so much respect and care and attention. Sanatan Goswami got suspicious. Why should he give me so much respect? He doesn't even know who I am. So he asked the servant, do you have any money with you? So he said, yeah, I have 7 gold coins. Give it to me. Why he put this? I'm sure this, something is up. I think he wants to rob us or something. Why is he being so nice? So he gave the 7 gold coins to that innkeeper. Take. This is all I have. You take it. And he said, oh, why are you doing that? He said, no, the innkeeper said, oh, good, you gave me. Now I don't have to kill you. I was actually planning to kill you in the night because my astrologer told me you have 8 gold coins. Oh, then Sanatan Goswami came to realize that actually Ishan had kept 1 coin for himself. So he told Ishan, you keep this coin and go home. Because he saw that he was attached still to money and all that. So don't come with me. He sent him back. And he told the innkeeper, please show me the way through the jungles to Banaras. So while he was traveling and he came down, that time his brother-in-law was there. And he noticed from a distance Sanatan Goswami walking like this, like, like a fakir. He was going there. And so he came and said, "What is happening?" He told him, don't go, come and stay with me. He said, "No, no, my mind is decided. I'm going. I'm going to join Chaitanya Mahaprabhu." So he said, "At least take a nice, proper blanket." And he gave him a very costly shawl to put it on. And okay, Sanatan Goswami accepted it because it must have been very cold. In the winter, those areas are very cold. So he took the shawl and came down, and then he went towards Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He must have inquired and then found where he was staying in um, Chandrasekhara's house, one devotee. So he went and he was sitting there in front of the house. He was very humble. He didn't want to impose himself like that. He was just waiting. So meanwhile, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could understand that Sanatan has come. So he told Chandrasekhara, "Go and see if a devotee has come outside." So Chandrasekhara came and looked, where is devotee? Devotee. I mean, when you look for devotees, means you'll see they'll be dressed as a devotee and, with tilaka and all that. Whereas Sanatan Goswami, because of almost a month of walking in the hills with no proper food and no shaving and all that, so he had a beard and he looked like a Muslim. And so he didn't even think he's a devotee. He said, "No devotee." He went and told to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, "Is there anybody at all over there?" He said, "Yeah, yeah, there was one Muslim sitting there." "Okay, bring him in." The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. So he'll go there and tell him, "Please, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants to meet you." And when Sanatan Goswami entered, ever others all thought he looks like a Muslim. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, immediately, he hugged him so much and he started crying. And then Sanatan Goswami was also crying. Both of them didn't let go of each other so long. And all the devotees were so surprised. Who's this devotee? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so much eager to this thing. So then afterwards he'll introduce him and he'll tell him, first go and, I mean, he didn't even bother that he hadn't bathed for 1 month. Of course, he would have bathed in between in the rivers and all that. But like, totally tired and all that. And he he didn't bother about all that. And then he said, "Okay, now you go and, get refreshed and all that. And then you can have prasad and all that." So Sanatan Goswami did all that and he came back. I mean, the host will give him some dhoti, fresh dhoti, this, that. So he said, "Don't give me any new thing and all, give me very old, your old stuff." So he wore that. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave him a look of, not very approving look of his blanket. He just looked at that blanket. That was enough. Sanatan Goswami understood. Oh, he doesn't want me to keep this costly blanket. So he went to the riverside and he saw a beggar who was wearing a torn quilt. So he said, "Shall we exchange our blankets?" And the beggar looked at him. I mean, he couldn't believe his eyes. He saw, what is he? He's joking with me or what? But then Sanatan Goswami said, "No, I really mean it. Please, you take this and give me your torn quilt." Imagine. And then he took that, so renounced. He was a prime minister and with so many gold coins, a very wealthy person, and now just completely renounced. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted his top devotees to be completely renounced from any sense gratification. Top, even though we see he's so merciful, anybody he will give mercy to. But once they come to a particular level, then they have to be very, very, um, I mean, follow everything strictly. So then when he wore this torn quilt and came inside, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased. He smiled at him and all that. So then Sanatan Goswami stayed with him for 2 months and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained everything, all Krishna consciousness, whatever he had to write in the future, everything Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained to him. Then he went to Vrindavan, and there he began writing, and he made a small. No, he was not even. He was just staying under the tree, just begging some rotis from the Brajavasis and eating only rotis. Imagine whatever leftover rotis they will give hard uh, rotis, not fresh and hot rotis, but stale stuff. And he would bring that, and he had a small salagram sila wearing around his neck, and he would offer it to the salagram and then eat Krishna. So one day the salagram Krishna said, "What is this? You're just offering me plain chapatis. At least to eat along with it, at least some salt you can give me." Sanatan Goswami said, "See, now I'm very busy doing your work. Okay, I'm sitting and writing. Now today you'll ask me salt. Then tomorrow you'll ask me something else, sabji, raita, something you will keep asking. So you'll be happy with this only." And he told, and Krishna quietly accepted it. So that much love he had. He knew that, I mean, for Krishna, what does it matter? I mean, he really wants only the love. And Sanatan Goswami was night and day, he was sitting under the tree. Night and day, he was sitting under the tree and just writing without any, and not just one tree. He was moved from one, each day another tree. He was sitting and writing. And then what happened? He had a dream that you must go to one particular person's house and you must get the deity from that house and you must start worshipping. So that deity actually had been given to that person, one businessman, by Advaita Acharya when he had made that deity. And as he was leaving Vrindavan, he left it with that businessman and he said that somebody will come and take this deity later, like that. So he was worshipping, and Sanatan Goswami, as he was going, and then he saw in this house, I mean, he probably had the instructions where to go and all that. And that deity, and that person was taking care very well, but then his child was playing with him or something like that, and not very well taken care of. So he said that, please, can I take this deity? And he would take that deity and bring it. And just for the deity's sake, he made a small shack and made a makeshift altar, and he kept Krishna there. And from outside also you could see the deity. So one day the deity was there, and then he was sitting outside and writing. And meanwhile, one a ship came, a merchant who had, he was doing business in salt, and somehow, just as he came near this, Sanatan Goswami's place, his ship got stuck, and so it was almost going to capsize. Then all the salt will be mixed with the water and finish his business. Everything, all that he had brought would be ruined. And so he was very worried. And at that time, he saw the deities of Sanatan Goswami in that shack. And he prayed to the deities that if you make my, no, I think he told Sanatan Goswami that you please pray for my, ship. If it is okay, if my ship recovers, then I will build a temple for your deities. And so Sanatan Goswami prayed, and then everything became okay, and the businessman was very happy. And so that is how he built that Radha Madana Mohan temple, which we always see when we go to Vrindavan, the very first temple. So you can see none of these Goswamis, they all built temples. But how did they build? They never went and asked for money, donations, where to find deities. Everything appeared on their own. Sanatan Goswami deity also came on their own. And then temple also, Krishna made this arrangement. Because where will Sanatan Goswami? He didn't have time even to get some salt for the deity, and where he can build a temple. So that is how the temple came out. So surrendered. Gopal Bhatta Goswami also, the deity, Radha, no, what's his name? Uh,
Radha Raman.
Radha Raman. Radha Raman also appeared on his own. Rupa Goswami also same case. Deity, temple, everything came on their own. So exalted they are. And Sanatan Goswami, um, then after that, of course, he went to walking all the way to in between. Once he went to Jagannath Puri because he was missing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so much, he wanted his association. But as he was walking, there was hardly any water at that time, and in the forest, so he drank some, you know, contaminated water, and because of that, he developed all, skin disease, eczema, scratching all the time, and then full of sores and pus and blood oozing out of it. So by the time he reached Puri, he was in a mess, all the time itching. You can imagine. And if you scratch, blood and pus would come, and he was smelling because of all that, so much pus and blood all over him. And so when he went there, he was feeling very bad because he didn't want to go near Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also in this state. Though Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called him and he embraced him, and Sanatan Goswami thought, oh my God, I'll never again going to go anywhere near him because he embraces me. It's terrible. And so he was very sad, and he was planning that, what I'm going to do this Rath Yatra, when the Rath comes, I'm going to commit suicide. I'll fall under the Rath, and then that's it. I'm going to do this. That's the easy way, no? Because then Rath is touching your body, you'll go back to Godhead also. So he was thinking, planning like that. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to know of it, and then he told him, how can you do like that? Because your body belongs to me, and I want to work through your body to, uh, do so many things, establish so many things. I need your body, so you don't think of suicide and all that. So Sanatan Goswami accepted, and he was, somehow staying on. And then one day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced him, caught him, and embraced him. And the next minute, all diseases gone, and he was fine. And while he was there, of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave him more association, and he would always, and he was so humble. He didn't go and stay inside. He was staying with Haridas Thakura. Of course, there was some feeling of kinship with Haridas Thakura because he also felt himself that, I'm an outcast because I was working for Muslims. Haridas Thakura also born in a Muslim family, so he felt he is not qualified, and so he was also staying outside. So he stayed with Haridas Thakura. And one day he wanted to go to the temple, and I think when he was still infected. And so what he did was he didn't go on the walking on the road to the temple. He took the circuitous way of walking on the hot sand to reach the temple, not on the road. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, why did you do like that? Because his feet and all were full of blisters. So he said, no, if I came on the road, all these pujaris, they go on that road, and I didn't want to contaminate them. So I walked on the sand. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was amazed, and, very happy to see his kind of humility and surrender. The Rupa and Sanatana were the epitome of humility, so humble that anybody will feel crying to see their, feel like crying to see their kind of real, actual humility, not put on. And they are so exalted, but so humble. That is the nature of all Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, um, devotees. Extremely well qualified, but internally so humble. That is only his mercy. That is a real hallmark of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's devotees. And so sweet and wonderful in all ways. Very, very attractive, very kind, very compassionate, and all full of qualities, but feeling that I'm the worst, I'm the lowest, I'm the most fallen. And because of that, they had Chaitanya Mahaprabhu completely, as their dearmost friend. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could not live without them, and they could not live without Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Sanatan Goswami wrote so many books out of this Hari Bhakti Vilas, and which gives a lot of, rules about devotional service, and so many other, what is that? Um, ah, this is that Bhag- Brihad Bhagavatamrita, which talks about that, which we have done before once, how Sanatan Goswami talks about a person called Gopakumara, how he is looking for Krishna, and how he goes to different places through the universe, and then the spiritual universe, and finally comes to Goloka. Very interestingly, he gives a lot of information about the different levels of devotees and the different planets in this on this universe as well as in the spiritual universe. Very interesting book. Like that, many other books he has written, and yes, he was the chief of the six Goswamis, and just to even remember him is so purifying, and we take shelter of him, the most compassionate person. And if we missed praying to him yesterday, we take today the opportunity to pray to him for his blessings and mercy and compassion, and so that he helps us to get elevated, and that he speaks on our behalf to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for his mercy. So thank you very much, Sanatan Goswami, for your everything that you have given us, by which we are doing something only because of your mercy. Okay, then the next person, okay, Vyasadev is a position, Vyasa. And then so this particular millennium, the person who became Vyasa was Krishna Dvaipayana. Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa. So, and he was born to Satyavati and Parashara Muni, a very unusual birth. Suddenly, Parashara Muni was being, taken on the boat by Satyavati. She was doing that job, a fisherwoman, and very beautiful, but she was being brought up by the fisherman, king of the fishermen, and somehow her body smelt of fishes, that all around stinking, all around her. She's very, very beautiful, but stinking of fish. And so then what happened? Suddenly, while she was halfway in the river, in the middle of the river, then Parashara Muni saw that the planetary conjunctions are all perfect now to get the divine child. So he told Satyavati, see, I need to get a child now. So don't worry, your virginity will be intact, but you help me get this child, and in return, I'll give you a boon by which instead of this horrible smell, you'll have fragrance coming out of your body, which will go for miles. So she said, okay. And then that is how, right in the middle of the boat. And the amazing thing is, the child born immediately became a man, Vyasadev Krishna Dvaipayana. And he said, okay, I'm leaving, mommy, I'm going now. But whenever you need, you can call me. I will always come and help you. And he left. So that is Vyasadev, Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa. Unusual birth is an incarnation of the Lord, Satyavesh Avatar. And we know that he kept his word when Satyavati was in a real fix because all her sons were dead and there were no progeny. Who was going to rule over this big kingdom? And so she had to do something about it. And Bhishma Dev was also there, and Bhishma Dev had taken a vow that he is not going to rule. So he could only help. So then so Satyavati planned that, in the Shastras it's written that it's okay if, in some special circumstances, if the husband's brother, he can beget children. And so she called Vyasadev because he's the brother of, her. So it's like step brothers. So she could just think about Vyasadev and he will know about it, and immediately arrived. And she said, now immediately you must get children, you must make them pregnant. What is their names? Ambalika, Ambika. So he said, oh my God, I've been sitting in the forest, unkept and all that. How can they'll get, I'm not in a fit thing to do. Just give me a little time. She said, no, everything is very urgent. So now only, I don't know why she had to say like that, because of which we got Dhritarashtra, and who was blind, and Pandu, who was weak, because those two wives, they got scared. One wife didn't even open her eyes, and so Dhritarashtra was conceived in a blind, he was blind, and the other one who got Pandu, she was trembling. And so he Pandu became very weak. So like that. So anyway, Vyasadev helped in that. And of course, the greatest thing, his mission in life was to um, write, divide the Vedas, make it easy for people, because the entire Vedas was in one, entire set of Vedas, and people would learn all that by heart. And just by hearing, Shruti means you just hear. And just by hearing once, they would memorize it, and it would be there for whole life. They will remember it. That's how wonderful those people were in those days, because they were so spiritually elevated. And so the soul is like that. Soul has all knowledge. So, and Kali Yuga, our memory is so bad. We don't even know sometimes. Today is what date, and today is what day. Sometimes we forget that also. We forget so many things. Yesterday, exactly at this time, what was I doing? That also we don't remember. So, yes, they wanted to divide the Vedas, and he into, Rig, Yajur, Sama, and Atharva, and he gave it to each one to one of his disciples, like Paila Muni, Jaimini, uh, two more. And they developed it further, added more things or whatever they were doing. Um, he just gave it to them to develop it further. So that is the main thing. And then he wrote, of course, all the Itihasas, Ramayana, Mahabharata, the Puranas. And then he did all that. That is why he was born for. And after doing that, we know that he was very dissatisfied. after doing all that, he was still so dissatisfied. Normally, when we do a work very nicely, and we are we're doing it in a proper with proper motivation for the pleasure of the Lord, without any interest for self satisfaction, then we'll feel very satisfied. If Krishna is pleased, yasya prasadat bhagavat prasadu. I mean, if Krishna is pleased, we'll also be pleased. But he was not being pleased. And he said, I did everything properly. I did it, um, I didn't have any interest, self interest, with proper motivations. I've done everything. Then why I'm dissatisfied? And then he was just thinking, maybe because I didn't describe pure devotional service to the Lord. A mixed devotional service in all the Puranas, that is there, like Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. So many times you have some karma and you worship the Lord, and the Lord comes and then he grants you this, grants you that. All that the Puranas are full of, all the other Puranas of stories of how Vishnu comes and helps you in the material world. But he never spoke about pure devotional service, which is totally on a different platform that you do for Krishna and the eternal relationship. And Lord also reciprocates. That he had not described naturally. Then, so maybe because of that, he was thinking, and as soon as he thought like that, his guru, Narada Muni, appeared before him. Of course, that's also again Leela only, because he is the avatar, Vyasdev, and Narada is also Satyavish avatar for bhakti. So, I mean, it's very appropriate, I think, because the bhakti incarnate came. Vyasadeva had written everything else, and he was stuck. Why I'm not satisfied? And then Narada Muni came and gave a nice chastisement. You think that anybody can be happy by identifying with the body and mind as themselves? What have you done? You've written everything, but you've not described about our relationship with the Lord, the pure devotional service. And he gave so much information, instruction. He first gave his own example, how he got bhakti, and how that is the most important thing, like that, and how what all happens by hearing, about Krishna and all these things. So he said, you have to describe all that, Srimad Bhagavatam. So that's when Vyasadeva immediately started writing Srimad Bhagavatam. And that is the greatest of his works. And it's considered, because he wrote Vedanta Sutra also, essence of all the Vedas. And then Srimad Bhagavatam is the commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't tell any of his disciples to write commentary on the Vedanta Sutra, even though others had all written. Shankaracharya wrote Shariraka Bhashya. Then even Ramanujacharya wrote Vedanta Bhashyam. No, what is it called? Vedanta something, some Bhashyam. And Madhvacharya also wrote, but we didn't have, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, where is the need? The Srimad Bhagavatam is the commentary on Vedanta Sutra. So, like that, Vedavyas had written, and Vedavyas's son is Shukadeva Goswami, and he taught him the Srimad Bhagavatam, and that is how we are all benefiting from Srila Vyasadeva, who's considered to be the guru of all gurus. That's why it's called, even on the day of the birthday of the guru, is called Vyasa Puja, because the guru is the representative of Vyasadeva, who is the original guru, giving us all knowledge and everything. And so yesterday was Guru Purnima, that is Vyasadev's birthday. But actually, we don't celebrate in ISKCON Guru Purnima, because ours is very personal, in the sense that we call it Vyasa Puja only, but we do for individual Guru's birthday, not generally one Guru Purnima. That makes it a little impersonal, no? That only, that what about our specific relationship with our own Guru. So that is why we don't. Only the impersonalists, for them, Guru Purnima is very special because for them all is one. And ultimately, no difference. Everything is one. So one day Guru Purnima for all gurus. So anyway, but it's very, we are honoring Vyasadev for his birth, on his birthday and worshipping him. So we beg for the blessings of Vyasadev, who's given us so much knowledge and who's such an astounding devotee and this, what do you call, Shaktiavesh avatar of the Lord, and also very, very merciful. That out of his deep mercy only he has done all this, written it for easy for Kali Yuga products to listen, to understand. So we take shelter of Vyasadev. Also, we must pray. In case you have not prayed yesterday, let us take shelter of Vyasadev for all mercy, for spiritual understanding of all the literatures, and to apply them in our lives. And okay, Bhakti Charu Maharaj also, his disappearance day was on Guru Purnima day. That's very special because actually, Bhakti Charu Maharaj, when he joined the movement, very soon afterwards, he got initiation also very quickly. Sannyas also, I think, within a year or something. He was very. He's from Bangladesh, from a place called Brahmanwadi. Yeah, and he was a Brahmin by birth, and he was very soft spoken, very refined, very cultural, very that type of person who's very soft spoken, very mild mannered, and from the beginning, he did the very Prabhupada gave him the job of translating into Bengali all his books. He did all that, and he was a very good singer, and of course very good in preaching. And he had many disciples from all over the world, but majority Bengalis, because he is from Bengal, and he also was with our Guru Maharaj, very dear to him. And what else is very humble and very nice, wonderful devotee. And so during COVID time, what happened? Suddenly, imagine, he decided that he will go to US. And that time nobody was traveling because it was so dangerous to go anywhere. But he said, no, I'm going. I have to go for do book distribution. I got some work there. He had many projects. So he said, I'm going to US. And everybody got, all the disciples, they were terrified. Gurudev, please don't go. They were begging him. And even our Guru Maharaj requested him, hey, please don't go on Zoom because you can't even meet each other. On Zoom, he told him, please, don't go now. And he was laughing and he said, no, I have to go. And Guru Maharaj confided, by the way he was talking, and he seemed so happy, I'm very scared because I think Krishna has called him. So he went there, and after very little while only, what happened? They took great care to keep him in, they wouldn't allow anybody to come very close. All those precautions they took. But the person who was taking care of him, he got COVID. And from him, Bhakti Charu Maharaj got, and that's how he left his body. But in a very auspicious way. But he had already sort of, I think Prabhupada called him to do preaching somewhere else, I suppose. And so he left this. And it was a great loss. It is a very great loss for ISKCON because he's one of the stalwart devotees of Prabhupada disciples, and very good sannyasi and GBC member and guru. So we also pray to him and he was
he was Abhay Charan producer, no? He only
yes.
serial Mataji,
Yes, he is very culturally. Yes, He
Thank you.
correct. He was also he produced the Abhay serial, completely directed by him. Very interesting, no? That Abhay serial. So many people become devotees just by seeing that. Yes, he was culturally very talented. Music, drama, and he himself directed it. So, and he had many rich disciples all over the world, South Africa, America, like that. Don't know about Europe and India, of course, Bengal. And mostly Bengali devotees. They are all not very this thing, but he had some good disciple. I mean, good in the sense they were well-off disciples who funded his projects and all that. But this is Abhay Charan using. See, the speciality is he used devotees, and he brought out such a good. I mean, not professionals or anything. He directed, and it's so interesting and absorbing. So yes, we're very grateful to him for that, Abhay Charan. Even now, again and again, I've seen it many times, and every time it seems like, oh, so nice, I mean, absorbing. Yes, thank you for reminding that.
Mataji, in Hare Krishna, Indulekha from Ahmedabad.
Yes. Indulekha.
Yesterday,
Yes.
we also celebrated the Avirbhav of Jashamati Nandan Prabhu.
Avirbhav. Oh, appearance day, huh?
Appearance, yeah. So we have one more additional festivity to that day.
Mm.
So Prabhupada's two great disciples, one's appearance day and one's disappearance day. So for us, it is.
You can say something about Yashamati Prabhu, Yashamati Nandan.
Yashamati Nandan Prabhu, like we used to feel very proud of our being in ISKCON Ahmedabad because our association was with direct Prabhupada disciple, and he was like father figure for us in Gujarat, especially in Ahmedabad because that's where he used to stay. And he was, it was like said that Chaitanya Charitamrita and he were inseparable. Once he will start Chaitanya Charitamrita for Gaur Purnima festivities, he will not stop only. So he will go on and on and on and on. Like he could never put down, he couldn't put down the mic, when he starts Chaitanya Charitamrita. And it would be so relishing that, we can understand that how much he must be relishing that we are enjoying what he's saying. So it was like that. We had heard once, like we were not there that time, but at initial periods, when Radha Kund Mataji used to be with us, I mean with him in Ahmedabad, she would have to come and say, because nobody else had the strength to tell him to stop. So then Radha Kund Mataji would have to tell him to stop
Who's Radha Kund Mataji? His wife?
Prabhu's wife, yeah. Prabhu's mother.
Okay.
So she's also Prabhupada disciple, no? And she's considered one of the best book distributors of Prabhupada. So she would have to tell Prabhuji to stop Chaitanya Charitamrita. It will go on like that, because prasadam has to be served and that people have to go to the office the next day and all that like that. One very pronounced this thing that we had heard was about him with Prabhupada's incident was when the Krishna Balram temple was being made.
In
and when
Vrindavan.
it was Vrindavan, 1975, that time Prabhupada had sent his disciples to call his god brothers and saintly people around Vrindavan. So, Prabhupada had sent Prabhuji to few people there who were also like Pushti Margis and the other saints of Vrindavan and like that. So one of them said that we don't have problem with your guru, but we cannot come. So he said, why? Because then he said, the saint said, because your guru is promoting mlechas as sannyasis and brahmins, which we do not support. So that is the reason we will not come to the inauguration. So Yashomati Nandan Prabhu would be like barely about 22, 23 or something. And he started the verses of Bhagavatam. He went so strictly and he told that they were very old and senior Vaishnavas, of Vrindavan, but Prabhuji could not tolerate that. And then he gave so many examples from Bhagavata shlokas, and then he came back. And then Prabhupada would take report of everybody who had gone to invite. So he similarly took report from Jashamati Nandan Prabhu also. The Jashamati Nandan Prabhu said this is what had happened. Then Prabhupada said, okay, then what did you do about it? Then Prabhupada, then he said, I told these shlokas, I gave these examples from the Bhagavatam and the Puranas, and I just came back. Then Prabhupada was so happy that he started laughing. He said, very good. He said, you have really understood it well. So it went on to show how much he was deep into the scriptures also. Then Prabhupada used to call him the finance person because he would not be able to, release money only. Money would never leave, so Prabhupada had given him the in charge of, finances. So Prabhupada only would say that even if I ask him, Yashomati will not give, like that it was. So he was very stingy for Prabhupada's and Krishna's money. He would never, never would like to spend any money
unnecessarily.
He will try to, he himself lived also to a great extent that we know of in that manner. And because of him, the whole of Gujarat is seeing so much of Krishna consciousness flourishing in Gujarat. Because he was given the responsibility for translating into Gujarati and to spread Krishna consciousness in Gujarat, which he and his wife Radhakund Mataji, they really took pains to great extent. When we listen to Mataji about those days, we really feel so so emotional how they have struggled and what they have gone through, and everything was only for Prabhupada. So they have virtually sacrificed their whole life, even at the cost of their personal life, their kids and all that. So there are various people saying various things, but I know and I feel that they have done a great service to humanity and lot of sacrifices for Prabhu.
So
he also went in COVID around the same time of Bhakti Charu Maharaj. He left around 2-3 months after. He left in October of 2021.
Okay. Yeah, I've also met him whenever I came to Gujarat. He was very nice, friendly, nice person. So we'll pray for him, pray to him to also bless us so that we can make more progress in our spiritual lives and do some seva in Prabhupada's mission for his pleasure. Okay, thank you very much, Indu, for sharing that. Okay, any other questions or comments? That was very nectarian. Thank you, Indu.
Thank you, Mataji.
Any other questions or comments?
Mataji, Hare Krishna. Please accept.
Hare Krishna. Yes, please accept.
I have one small doubt. See, one up to reach the disciple to go low, Guru will be in charge, no Mataji? His responsibility to deliver. So actually, whoever has taken Diksha from that Guru, they may be in different lokas. So how Guru means he will expand Mataji and how he will give.
No, Guru is responsible. So he may arrange for somebody else to, take care of his disciple like that. It doesn't have to be, he is responsible. So physically, because spiritually you can do so many things now.
Yeah. Yes.
So he takes responsibility. Even in this, here also when he comes, like for example, when the Guru leaves the world, then what happens to the disciples? He's still responsible. he will take care.
Yeah.
I don't know, from the spiritual platform, I don't know how he cares, but he must be caring. Like, he's aware, he got much more powers. No, so
Maybe means in taking care of through some other
yes,
guru,
of
like
course.
how Bhakti Charu Maharaj is left
Yeah,
the
yeah,
world.
through
So
this.
Guru Maharaj and all, like
Yeah,
disciples, they will be.
but they are only responsible, even though he takes the help of other gurus or other disciples. Ultimately, he is only responsible. So that is how. See, through prayer only. How does Guru Maharaj, even while being here, how does he manage 70,000 disciples?
Yes,
Through
yes.
prayer, he said, I
Mm.
pray to Panchatattva every day for all of you. So ultimately, it is every soul's relationship with Krishna, and the Guru helps that. And Guru and Krishna are constantly in communion. It's not that Guru is doing everything on his own. He is doing whatever Krishna tells him. So many times it is mainly prayers of the Guru that we mostly require. Sometimes you go and ask him some doubt or some problem and all that, how he can solve, and he doesn't have time to listen to everybody's problems. But because what we're getting from the Guru is that he is praying to Krishna for us. And so we get connected to Krishna because of his mercy. So that he can do everywhere. Always he's praying for us. That is why we are still in spiritual life. We are still aspiring. We are doing our sadhanas and making progress in spiritual life only because he's praying. There was one nice quotation of his Guru Maharaj saying, I'm praying every day for you to the Panchatattva, so that disciples know what's happening. Otherwise, we might think, oh, Guru Maharaj, I don't know what he's doing for me. Say, I got in a station. After that, I don't get to meet him or talk to him and all that. That doesn't matter because he is praying for us and he is in our heart. If we are sincere, he is directing us. He is the representative of the Paramatma. So he is there. Wherever Paramatma is there, Guru will be there because he has taken that responsibility. So that's it. And he is praying for us. He's praying for so many people, na? 70,000 plus Shiksha disciples, but other people who want some prayers, followers, so many people he's praying. And that prayer is what is most important. Because through that only, I mean, Krishna has to be satisfied of what anybody can do. Guru also cannot do anything unless Krishna wills it. So the most important thing that a guru does for us is to do sifarish for us with Krishna. That is the main thing. And get his blessings for us. Only his blessings are everything. And only by his recommendation we can go back to Godhead. Finally, only because we have followed Guru, then Krishna will accept us. And even every day when we are doing offering, we put it in front of Guru only. Guru,
Yes.
you, and then he only, because he is of his, we put it in front of Guru Dev and Guru only offers it to Krishna. Then we know it's definitely being accepted because Guru Dev is offering. We don't directly offer to Krishna. So like that, we are very dependent on his mercy. Chanting also,
And
we do it.
Mangalarti also.
Huh?
Mangalarti
Yes,
also.
Mangalarti, Japa, reading, everything, because Guru has said, so I'm doing. That's all. But Prabhupada said, I am confident of going back to Godhead, not because of whatever I'm doing, not because I'm writing books or I'm preaching or I'm chanting or none of this. That's not why I'm confident. I'm confident only because I'm doing everything to please my Guru Dev. That's all. And then Guru will take care of everything else. So that's how we have to be so dependent of Guru. And it's a spiritual relationship. We shouldn't think materially that how hardly I get to see him nowadays, and then how am I connected, and so on. Or sometimes devotees, they feel very bad that the Guru has left this world, like Bhakti Charu Maharaj disciples, for example. He's that relationship is still there. To understand Guru Tattva, we have to really try hard to understand, because otherwise we'll think when the Guru is in front of me, he is there. When he is out of sight, out of mind, and then I'm on my own. It's not like that. He's always there because he is acting under Krishna's instructions. He's simply a medium. That's all. It's Krishna as the Guru. And Krishna, because we are not able to see him or talk to him, he says, okay, he's appointed the Guru. Now you be my postman. Deliver my message to my devotees. So that is all. A Guru, and the original Guru is Krishna. So we have to surrender, but Krishna is happy to bless us only if we go through Guru. So we do Guru Puja and everything, and follow his instructions. Then Krishna will also communicate from within the heart. So that is the most important thing. We have to quickly come to that thing by pleasing Guru, by doing whatever we've promised him, and that's it. Then you'll get all mercy of Krishna also.
Yes. Yesterday, actually, Guru Maharaj was giving live Facebook class, Mataji, how much he was coughing, he was not able to speak. Still, he wanted to give a class. Now, I think now also Bhagavatam class is going on in Mayapur. There is live Facebook. He's coughing. I mean, that phlegm will be coming out, Mataji. He is not able to speak. Still, he again started his live classes.
Yeah, such determination to be here just for us. Otherwise, what kind of life is that? So horrible health-wise.
Yes.
So dependent, and he's not able to travel the way he wants and reach out to people. Not able to do whatever he wants, nothing, totally dependent. But he is not feeling himself like that. He is on the spiritual platform. Maybe that is the lesson Krishna wants us to see, for us to get a real practical understanding of what it is to be transcendental. He is really transcendental. In seeing him only we can get faith. Okay. Huh?
Yes, Mataji. It's true. Thank you, Mataji.
Mataji, Hare Krishna, Indulekha.
Yes.
Mataji, can you please give little more insight about how Guru operates through Krishna's instructions and how Krishna mediates through Guru for us? Because many a times in our lives we have felt that they both have combined and given us some solutions, spoken, through one another they have acted, all those mixtures of things. So how can you please tell us little more? It's very very touching when it happens, such things happen in our lives.
No, because Guru is very dear to Krishna, right? A very dear devotee only becomes a Guru. So if we somehow try to please him and we're very humble and we glorify the Guru, then that is, Krishna is very pleased. And sometimes, we may so if you are very loyal to the Guru and praying and spiritually, we should we should see him as a spiritual person. We shouldn't think he is also like us, the way he thinks. Sometimes we become offensive then. If you try to understand the Guru through our material mind and senses, we'll come to wrong conclusions, very dangerous. So we have to understand that he is, whatever he does is perfect. He is doing it for our well-being only. And if we just have that kind of full trust in him and glorify him, Krishna is very happy. That's it. We do everything to satisfy the Guru. And Guru is not bound by place and time and all that. He is always like, Prabhupada photo. How many? As an example, everybody has got Prabhupada photo. Is Prabhupada once somebody asked Prabhupada, I think, Prabhupada, will you be aware? Or, no, not Prabhupada. They asked one guru that, will Prabhupada be aware? So many people are, worshipping him, talking to him, everything. He said, yes, that is the amazing thing about spiritual body, because everything through Paramatma only, and nobody can do anything without him. So Paramatma connects us to the Guru. And sometimes, suppose you really are missing the Guru very much, or you're looking for some answer, then Guru is far away or he's not well and you can't meet him. Then Krishna arranges that in your dream he'll come and tell you whatever. So he arranges our meetings also with Guru, and that whatever we want to have, some loving exchanges, everything arranged by Krishna only. So if we want Guru's mercy, we have to pray to Krishna only, and Krishna can arrange, or he will make it even through dreams. If you're missing your Guru very much, he can make him appear in your dream and make you very comforted. Even that is very soothing, isn't it? If you see Guru in the dream also, you don't think, oh, it's only a dream. Dream also, his presence is there, what he speaks, everything is very comforting, and you feel satisfied. So Krishna knows how to arrange all this. So we know that Krishna is always there with us, and so is Guru, because Guru is always there where Krishna is there, at his lotus feet always. So we can communicate anytime with the Gurus. That's why sometimes, Gurus are there, like far away. Once Prabhupada, he suddenly is smiling and feeling, laughing and very happy. So the disciples were wondering suddenly what happened. So what happened, Prabhupada? He said, that disciple now, in some place, he was far away place. He said, now he's become very serious in Krishna consciousness. So Guru, he was sitting in one place, Krishna can tell him whatever there is to tell about whichever disciple. So that is how Guru also seems like omniscient and omnipotent and all that, because as a servant of Krishna, he can know as a yogi what is happening where and all that. So we cannot cheat Guru, and but we should understand that he is a representative of Krishna, and then we will see him in that way, and we will try to understand our relationship in a spiritual way, that it's beyond time and space. So you can always communicate. Like Prabhupada said, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is right sitting next to me, guiding me, instructing me in all my activities. Whereas his god brothers, some of them, they were not so elevated. So they thought, why this Prabhupada is not coming there to the Samadhi and paying obeisances? Why is he just stopping the car for a few seconds and then he leaves in front? That too, he doesn't come out and come enter the temple even. So Prabhupada, he felt very bad that they're talking like this. But he said, I don't feel like going there because that deity, that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur that they've made doesn't look like my Guru Maharaj. So I don't want to go there. And he says, they don't know his divine grace. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is sitting in my heart and instructing me in all my work. So that shows he's a sincere disciple. So he was feeling him, feeling his instructions come from the heart. And he said that he is sitting right next to me and, giving me all guidance. So likewise, we can connect to Guru, and that is proper connection through the heart, not through the mind. Oh, I want to see my Guru, I want to cry to him, and I want him to listen to me, and I want him to say these kind of comforting words. Sometimes we ask some question, and what we'll get with nice chastisement. And then we feel, oh, why did he speak to me like that? He could have said in a nice way, na. Why was he not kind? He blasted me like anything. And so that is all mental speculation. We should take his words. Of course, it doesn't mean that sometimes you should always clarify. Sometimes it's not like a absolute instruction. People think that whatever comes from the guru's mouth is absolute. In nature. No, sometimes it may be relative also. In the sense, it may be to do with some material thing. And maybe the guru doesn't know about your details and he may give something. And you can always ask, tell him, no, these are the problems. I don't think it'll work, Guru Maharaj, like that. You can tell. And those sort of things he will adjust. But you shouldn't think everything that comes out is only absolute. Sometimes he may be just giving some opinion. So that's why we should go mainly for only spiritual things, not material things to the guru. That's not his job. Guru is there as a medium to achieve Krishna. So we give all our offering of prayer, everything, so that we progress in our spiritual life and so on. But for small things, like, of course, because Guru Maharaj is very well, he knows a lot of things, he's very experienced. Some things we can consult him, if he has the time. Otherwise, his time is very valuable. He is mainly giving us the most important thing, which is faith in Krishna in a very tangible way. He always tries to make it as simple and practical as possible so that it's easy for everyone to realize God. So that is his speciality. He gives us our connection with God, the faith in God, and to follow the instructions. That's the most important thing. And then he prays for our advancement. That'll take care of all the other material things also. Because we sing, na Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya, and say, Jogiyata Vichare Kichu Nahi Pai, Tomara Karuna Sara. I don't have any knowledge or about Jogiyata Vichare, about all material things. I have no Kichu Nahi Pai, Tomara Karuna Sara. So whether you have material blessings or you don't have material blessings, we have to be fully dependent on him. Tomara Karuna Sara.
Yogyata means qualifications. Look for qualifications. Yogyata, which are there, look for qualifications. Then it will find.
Yeah, okay. My qualifications. Yeah, it can be that also. Qualifications materially and spiritually. I have no qualifications. Yogyata, yogyata vichare, kichu nahi pai tumara karuna sara. I don't have any qualifications. I'm completely dependent on you. So these are the attitudes we should have, very important in Krishna consciousness to progress more than even what we are doing physically. Attitude is more important for our progress. So we feel very meek and humble before the Guru, then we'll get unlimited blessings from Krishna. And of course, we will make mistakes. We might have some offensive mentalities, but whenever it is, we have to flush it out and beg forgiveness from the Guru. And he's always forgiving because he's really a father, because he's completely taking care of our lives here. No, he's promised to take us back to Godhead. How can there be a better thing than that? We don't have any qualification nor any hope of going back to Godhead without the Guru's intervention. So for that alone, if we just do everything and worship him every day, we'll feel confident. Yes, that's all. That is connection with Guru, eternal connection, because he is taking us to Krishna. That is what we must be thinking about, not material things. That day when I went, no, Gurudev, he didn't give me mercy. He gave all the blessings to somebody else, all flowers, all glances, all blessings. I was sitting there only. I didn't get anything. We may feel bad, but that is not the thing. The real thing is we please the Guru, and that pleases Krishna, and then we progress spiritually and understanding Krishna. So that is why the Guru is so important. Because without him, we just cannot make any progress. And so we always try to please him. All our seva, all our chanting, everything. We chant only because to please Guru. Everything. That is very personal and that becomes easy. We're afraid to do anything wrong because Guru will be displeased. He knows. He knows because Krishna knows. Anything, you can't cheat him. So that's. Was it okay? Indu, did it answer your question?
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble
Hi,
obeisance.
Keshavi. Today you're not doing anything. Please
No,
accept.
Mataji, today I attended Guru Maharaj class. I finished and I came here. Sorry, Mataji, please forgive me. I attended Guru Maharaj Bhagavatam class.
Oh,
Yes,
what did
it
he
was-
say today?
Like he
What
was
message?
saying, we need to get more devotees, and they need to get Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mercy. We need to have a mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he told Prabhupada told that Vrindavan is his home and Bombay is his office. So, but Guru Maharaj said, like, my office is Mayapur and I live here and my office is also this one. He was saying, Mataji. Mataji, I have one question. Yesterday in Bhagavatam class, when Mataji Prabhuji were asking, like, we put tilaka and tulsi on our forehead because it says like two lotus feet of Krishna and Tulasi.
Mm.
But why Krishna is also like, in ISKCON temple, we see like, they apply tilaka and tulasi for Krishna also. Why he is applying that one? They are asking me what is.
No, that's what now we were discussing. Somebody already discussed that, asked this question. Why Krishna is putting lotus feet on his head and Radharani doesn't put. She doesn't put. Isn't it? She's only putting.
Tilaka, which is described for Krishna and Vrindavan, is a moon.
I mean, in Vrindavan, Prabhu saying that they put a moon on his. In Goloka Vrindavan, Krishna only has a moon. They don't put tilaka like this. But I suppose as a leader, he's giving setting an example so that everybody will follow his example. Because you see Shiva, he is putting this. What Pundra it's called? This, horizontal lines. Shiva is also putting. So that I suppose, then everybody also feels like putting, otherwise they may forget. So that's sake, Krishna is also putting. I don't know. We should find out why. We can ask. Maybe you right. They asked for questions today.
Yes, Mataji, only one question. One Mataji has asked, that's all.
This question?
No, not this question. She was asking, I was having attachment to my family members and material life, how I need to cut down that one.
So what did Guru Maharaj say?
That same thing he said, like, we need to pray Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Like, we need to pray to him. We need to pray Gauranga, that's all he said, Mataji. Every day we need to beg in front of Gauranga that, please shower mercy, please shower mercy, I was saying. But today we are able to understand what Guru Maharaj is saying, Mataji.
Without repetition.
Some words we are able to understand.
Mataji, I have observed Guru Maharaj when he speaks in the morning, then he is much more fresh, and that time his vocals are much clear, his speech is much better. But then through the days, I think through the day, his nerves get weak or something. I don't know what is that terminal. I don't know what it is medically. But then through the day, then he starts getting weak and then his words are not very clear to us. This is what I've observed in his morning classes.
Yeah. Morning he will be fresh. And towards the night, he becomes very, tired. He gets very tired easily. But it's so nice to just see him Even if you, isn't it? Just see him and he tells some things and we just accept the essence of it. We feel very blessed, isn't it? That is Guru Maharaj's this thing. Just seeing him and a few things he says, and that only gives us all the faith and happiness. It is not just the knowledge part that we get from Bhagavatam book also, isn't it, or other lectures. But what he gives is a direct experience of Krishna, isn't it? When you see him, just seeing him only, you just want to keep seeing him.
That's true, Mataji. I always see his lotus feet. Today's his lotus feet is very clear.
Acha, they showed his full form. Mm.
Yes, Mataji was sitting on the wheelchair in front of Nrsimhadev temple.
Mm-hmm.
Usually Guru Maharaj gives Saturday Bhagavatam. No? Today was anything special, Mataji?
I think yesterday it was a Guru Purnima, and the topic also got Guru Maharaj today in Bhagavatam about the spiritual master, it seems. So he was saying, he also told, generally I give a Bhagavatam class on Saturdays, but today I am giving. Maybe because some Australians or some people, devotees, they get holiday on that day. That's the reason they give. But today, especially, he came because he heard the announcement in the morning. It seems like, today's class by Jay Pataka Swami. That's the reason he was saying something like that, Mataji.
Okay.
Okay, thank you all very much. We will pray for Guru Maharaj's health and for everyone else. We'll chant 3 times Hare Krishna because only there was one special request for a prayer, somebody's father's operation. So, okay, first let's pray for His Holiness Jayaptak Swami, for his good health, well-being, longevity, protection from all diseases, and speedy recovery from all illnesses. So let us, and for good health for all his servants. Let us chant. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. And okay, and then we pray for Shankarpati Prabhu's father. He's undergoing a surgery today. He already had 2 surgeries already, and somehow each time something was missing or they didn't do properly. So I hope everything is completed this time. So please pray for him, for his father's speedy recovery. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
For everybody else, whatever as we pray for whoever, so let us chant 3 times for everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna.
श्री गुरुदेव की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, श्रीमद् भागवत ग्रंथ साहिब की जय। पंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा
Rubyeva Patitanam
नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद
की जय। Hare Krishna Mataji Dandavad Pranam.
Krishna Mataji,
Krishna Mataji, Dandavad Pranam.
Hare
Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Krishna।